Well, everyone, welcome to our most recent live. Today is Sunday, October 12th. And as we start to get into the rhythm of things, getting used to doing these lives and scheduling of recordings, which is a little challenging for me, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's between the day to day existing work schedule that I already have and my goal and desire to do this, which is share with you a whole variety of topics. Amongst them, we have the hot sheet, which is what we're going to be covering today. Is the hot sheet uh, brought to you by ReloToBaja and with Costero Real Estate, and that's really kind of like I have to get used to saying those things, right? It's kind of letting you know who we are and what we're doing today, and making sure I don't miss anything. So thank you so much, everyone, for your patience in my journey that I'm sharing with you guys, and hopefully you have as much fun as I do because I do have fun. I love to share. I love to uh, you know share both my passion for real estate, my passion for Baja California Sur, or Baja California South, as some say, right? I like to say it in Spanish, Baja California Sur, because, well, it is in Spanish, right? So thank you again. Thank you again. Oops. That's part of our production here. As I told you, we're kind of getting used to. So what can I tell you? So that said, guys, I'm pretty much ready to get started. And hopefully that as we go through these, you start to see that evolution of, more higher quality production, uh, more professionalism from my part in front of the camera, I suppose, right? But nonetheless, the more we improve, I hope we kind of stay the same, and we're able to always reach out to you directly, and really kind of touch base with you guys, and hear from you and share with you and talk to you. So one of the things that I'm really looking forward to experiencing is the chat. So don't hesitate, please, to start participating in the chat that you see on whatever platform you're looking at. And we're trying to do as many platforms as possible. Eventually, I think at the moment we are using something called Riverside FM, which we use as a studio to broadcast out to you and do our recordings as well. I think it's pretty cool. It's making it really easy for me. So if you happen to be on riverside.fm, please get on the chat there. You can also see us on Instagram, on YouTube, Facebook, uh, TikTok, LinkedIn. Those are the current platforms that we're utilizing to do these broadcasts, to do these lives. And so look for us on any one of these. We hope to do this on a regular scheduled time. Uh, my goal is to do the lives every day in between 5 to 7 p.m. Cabo time. Now, because the United States and Canada does the daylight savings time, it may vary slightly for you guys. It could be either 5 to 7 mountain time when you fall back, right? It'll be at 5 to 7 mountain time, or when you spring forward, it'll be Pacific time, right? So we'll bring that to your attention. We'll bring it back up again as the seasons progress. But that said, here we are today, Sunday, October 12th, and welcome to the hot sheet, brought to you by ReloToBaja with Costaro Real Estate. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And the goal for today is to share with you what is new in listings in our Los Cabos MLS uh, over the last 24 hours or so, right? So let me share my screen with you. As I said, we're going to go to ReloToBaja.com. Let me change the layout here a little bit. Let's see if this is a little bit more accommodating. There we go. We're going to go to ReloToBaja.com. And for this, we're going to go to the MLS search. As I shared with you guys before, please feel confident to make an account at ReloToBaja.com. It is going to ask you for your name, your email address, your cell phone number, and for you to create a password. That information is exclusively used by me. Nobody else. We don't sell it. We don't share it. It doesn't go anywhere other than for I to use it in reaching out to you, in answering your questions, and in scheduling time with you in your busy day to have a private meeting. We can meet via Google Meets, or we can meet via Zoom, and have a chat, get to know each other, understand what your search criteria is, and get to know what your goals are. It doesn't matter when or if you never make a purchase, or if you never sell. My goal is in helping you make sure every step you take is a solid one. And that's why I call myself your real estate Sherpa in Baja California Sur, your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur. And again, my name is Cid Chacon. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go to property search. And what we're going to do here is going to make sure that we got the entire area covered. We're looking at all of Baja California Sur, which is the entire state. You've heard me mention many times as I click on this one little field here, all of these areas are cultivated areas that you could search in, but we're going to keep the entire state available to us in any price. And we're going any number of bedrooms, any number of bathrooms, specifically looking at properties that are houses and condos. And today we will be using the more tab here, the field, and we're going to be looking at time on site. We're going to be selecting new today, okay, and go from there. Now, if we don't find that there's that many that were listed today, we'll go to new in the last 2 days. Now, apparently there's 3 brand new listings today, okay, in the $3.3 million price point, $2.45 million price point, and 365. So why don't we take a look at those right off the bat? And if we get through these very, very quickly, we'll take a look at a few more. Now, one of the things that I really enjoy about the search features that you get to have on your free account at ReloToBaja.com is you can see, using this map, where these properties are located. And it looks like we have one of them in the La Paz area, another one in the Los Barriles area, and then another one that could be either Todos Santos, Pescadero, or Todos Santos. But you know what? Let's see how right I am, because based on that price point, I'm going to say I think it's in the Pescadero area. Let's see if I win my dollar. Right? I'm not a betting guy, but for a dollar, I'll put $1 down. All right, so let's go to the map. And we're going to go to hybrid. That's the type of map that I always recommend everybody to use, because you can see the satellite image. It still gives you all of the roads, the streets. It's a lot easier to identify everything. And okay, I was kind of wrong. Okay, so this is farther south. So just so that you get a better feel here, let's take a better look at the map. Okay, so there's Pescadero. Okay, and just below it, right about right here, in between those two little 19s, this is Cerritos Beach area. And Cerritos Beach really is a very shallow bay that runs basically from where my cursor is at right there all the way down to here. It's fairly long. So, we kind of break it up into Cerritos North, Cerritos South, Cerritos Beach North, Cerritos Beach South, in that respect. And then there's a little hillside, very kind of small little hillside. And then you have Pescadero. And then you have another little set of hills over here. So Pescadero is this small little section right here. Lots of farming. And if I were to zoom out just a little bit more, you can see Todos Santos is about a 10, maybe at most 15-minute drive. Let's say 10 minutes. Okay. And if you make it around 20 odd minutes, 25 minutes down to Cabo, you can see how you could easily end up at that 40-minute mark from Todos Santos, 45 minutes from Todos Santos down to Cabo, depending on how fast you drive, I suppose. Right. That's how that goes. And Cabo is just down here, as you can see right on my map. Okay. So let's zoom back in and take a closer look at this property. Now, as I mentioned, Cerritos is right here. This is the Cerritos Beach area. And as we go a little farther south and we exit the Cerritos area, there is this little also farming community called Elías Calles, as you can see it right here, Elías Calles. And this is really a bit of an up and coming area, guys, because I feel that some folks have the opinion that Cerritos Beach has started to get a little pricey, and I don't think they're wrong. It definitely is. It's gotten its value up, and it's holding fairly strong. And so, if you really wanted to get into a good deal on land, you're not going to find a lot of construction out here. You're not going to find a lot of new developments or even ongoing pre-construction developments in the Elias Calles area. This is your opportunity now to get involved in purchasing land in the Elias Calles area. Okay, it's still, the climate there is still a little cooler, in comparison to Cabo San Lucas, very much like Todos Santos and the Cerritos Beach area. Absolutely. It's a little quieter. And what's really nice about Elias Calles is that if you did want to go and have fun in the Cerritos Beach environment, you really are just about 10 odd minutes away from it, which is really, really nice. And you're that much closer to Cabo San Lucas, all at the same time. And again, not too far from Cerritos and Todos Santos. So you have access to all of those things while still enjoying this really rural environment and getting a really good deal on land. So let's take a look at this property. This happens to be an existing home, one of the few and rare opportunities in this area. And this is known in the Rancho. Let me see here. Let's go back to it. Let's see if or in the description, if it tells us. Welcome to Rancho 82. It's a rare 2.4 acre oceanfront property offering 190 feet of Pacific coastline, 2 charming Mexican style homes, and endless potential. What? 5 titled lots and easy access from the highway? This property could become a family compound. So I'm curious, 5 titled lots, that's a little confusing. I'm sure this is one of those 5 titled lots. It's not all 5 being offered for that, I'm sure. That would be amazingly ridiculous deal. Home offers 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Guest casita includes 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, rooftop terrace. Like I said, 8 minutes to Pescadero, 20 minutes to Cabo San Lucas. We touched on that. 15 minutes south of Todos Santos. So I believe, this little subdivision is made up of 5 little lots as far as surrounding lots. But I'd have to investigate a little bit more. Let me know if this is something that you would be interested in. And that's exactly why I would recommend working with an experienced real estate agent, because right off bat, sometimes these descriptions can be a little confusing. So is it that this is one of the 5, or is this one property made up of 5 lots that they can, have under one title? I don't know, right? We'd have to find out. But from what I could tell, 2.5 acres just about of land. And look at that. It's really cool. It's ocean front. 120 feet is what they said of ocean front. Looks like they have a little fire pit area right there. That's really nice. You have the 2 houses here. And that's your drive. You have a garage. That almost looks like a church, huh? They made it look quite cathedral-y. But man, that is so cool. If you wanted to have your own little oceanfront hacienda, 2.5 acres is what they said. That is 10,000 square meters, is 1 hectare, or hectarea, as they say here. That is a really nice sized parcel of land. It's got that old, Spanish feel to it, clearly, not just in the design, but the materials as well. What's really cool about this is that you can kind of keep these properties if you wanted to, and then still add on a lot more in construction, modernize the area so you can have some modern and some, Spanish style, Mexican style beachfront property feel. Let's see that this one already has a slightly different feel to it than the other one did. And that's really nice. One of the beautiful things that you'll enjoy, and we're just getting into the season now, is the whale season that kind of starts in around the November-ish area. It varies a little bit. Sometimes it's as early as late October, and others times it's as late as late November. But we're getting right close to it in the next 30 odd days. We're likely to start seeing whales here, and they come down through the Pacific. You may have heard me mention this in one of my other videos. As they come down from Alaska, they pass through the Canadian and U.S. coastlines, and then they finally reach the peninsula, Baja California and Baja California South, Baja California Sur, as it is expressed in Spanish. $2.45 million, 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 4,865 square feet, little outdoor kitchen, make some pizzas. Look at that. Look at those gorgeous views at night. Make this your own. Let me know if this is a piece of paradise that you would like to put your name on. There it is. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. So, wow, it looks like with this photograph, they're making me feel and understand. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parcels of land that make up these 2.5 acres of property here. And there you go. It looks like the subdivision already has the road fairly well um, allocated inside of the subdivision. But obviously, if you owned it all outright, um, and if you wanted to sell it parceled out, you would obviously stick to the existing topographical markers. But if you just kept it all as one piece, who cares, right? Do whatever you want with it. It's yours. That's up to you. But I would argue that, I mean, if you wanted in the future to be able to sell these 5 parcels of land, you may want to stick to what this is. But as you can see right here, it is. It looks like it is for that 2.4 odd million dollars. You're looking at a total of 5 individual lots right there. There's a wire fence. Yeah. Wow, that is a cool piece of property. Very interesting. Elías Calles. Let's go back at some of these details real quick. 2.4 acres. That's the construction. Okay. I was looking to see maybe year built or something, but they don't give that to me here. All right. Let me know if you have any questions about this specific property, guys. Put your questions down in the comments, or because this is a live, put it in the chat. Give us a chat. See, I got to get used to that sort of stuff, guys. Give me some tips and tricks on what you would like for me to do on these lives, right? Again, this is the hot sheet brought to you by ReloToBaja with Costaro Real Estate. And let's take a look at property number 2. Now it says no photo. This is about the 3rd property that we discover that has like no photography. How is that possible? They're not supposed to go up. There's supposed to be a minimum of at least 6 properties. I don't know if that's an issue with the MLS IDX feed. I doubt that. I'm not going to check it while I'm on the live with you guys. But it's a stunning 2-story house, perfectly suited for a family or professional seeking a comfortable and secure living space. Property features 4 spacious bedrooms, 4 complete bathrooms, a dedicated office, ample parking space for 2 cars, located in a convenient and safe area. The fixed price will be in pesos. So it looks like it's a Mexican national that wants to sell at just under 7 million pesos, 6.9 million pesos. That is in pesos. And their asking price is 365 US. You can do the math on that and figure out what exchange rate they're using. But that said, it may benefit you to negotiate the whole thing in pesos. And then you can convert your dollars to pesos and maybe actually get a little bit of a better deal. This looks like, based on the map here, If we go to hybrid, this is in the La Paz area. It says La Paz. And yeah, it's right in the heart of La Paz. What more could you ask for? I wish they could give me some pictures here, but as I've shared with you before, La Paz is the capital city of the state of Baja California Sur, and one of the beautiful things that you get to enjoy in La Paz, aside from wonderful sunsets, is a tremendous amount of ecotourism and these beautiful, beautiful beaches that are just to the north of La Paz, right up here in this area as you go north past Pichilingue and you head towards Balandra and whatnot. You get all of these beautiful beaches. Look at it. You can see all these turquoise colors. Here's Balandra. And then you'll end up right here at Tecolote Beach, which is this amazing beach right in front of the island of Espiritu Santo right here, and Isla Partida, which is a beautiful place. Lots of fishing, lots of diving, and right now you can swim with the whale shark, so or sharks plural. Come check that out. So yeah, La Paz is a great destination that a lot of expatriates are discovering. Let me know if you want to know more about La Paz, and we'll give you some more information. All right, let's go on to the third property. Unfortunately, that last one didn't give us really any photographs. So 3.3 million. Interesting location. It looks like, where is this? Is this East Cape? We touched on the map earlier and we said it was in the Los Barriles area. And I think it is. Yep. So as you can see right here, it says Buena Vista. So as you're heading north from San Jose del Cabo, past the international airport, you're driving up Highway 1. You will pass the turnoff to the La Ribera area and continue past that about another 45 minutes. And you'll start reaching the Buena Vista area right here, which is this small little area right here. And just as you pass that, the Highway 1 will make a bend towards the left, as you can see right here. And this is Los Barriles right here. All of this area is Los Barriles. So this is actually found in between Los Barriles and Buena Vista. And right around here is where the municipal line or boundary is between La Paz municipality and the Los Cabos municipality. So I'm curious to see where this one actually sits. But it looks like it's on a hillside, so you have some elevation. Let's take a look at these photos, and then we'll look at the details. Now, obviously, from where this sits, this is a drone photograph. You know, you may have some ocean views to the north, okay, but not directly out east. That may be a good thing. You know, the sunrise isn't going directly hitting the property. I don't know. We'd have to take a better shot of this. But as you can see, there's a little hill behind it that you can hike up, but I'm sure that is someone else's lot as well. And there's your view, right? This is the view that I'm talking about that you're going to get facing north. And then as you face west, all of these mountain views, which are gorgeous. And there's your sunset. That's your sunset view right there. This is more of a southerly view. Southerly. I like that. If you like to do pizzas, there you go. You got your outdoor kitchen. But are those flowers? There's like flowers inside. But man, that view is so beautiful. And you know, you're kind of far removed from everywhere else at the moment, right? I'm sure maybe the the growth of the two towns between Los Barriles and Buena Vista will eventually catch up to you. I wonder what these lockers are all about, because I mean 31 through 42. That's interesting. Maybe they came from somewhere else. and they brought them with them. Maybe it was from some golf club that they used to belong to, and they go, "I'm going to take these lockers. They look like they're made out of some nice wood." Look at that view from that living room, though. See, that is a northerly view, as I mentioned before, and that's from inside the house. I don't know if you can appreciate this on this live, but that is a nice view. As I've shared with you before, properties like these that are resales. Oh, let's go back to that one. Yeah, no, this is still facing north, I believe. Northeast. Yeah, yeah, because it was looking at in this direction. Let me go back and take a. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Properties like these are sold fully furnished many, many times. I'm confident this one would as well. See, underneath you have this extremely large garage and workshop, which is really cool. That's the machine shop. As you notice, they had electrical panels. So this is that area where they have their machine room and everything. See those panels? So this property is likely very self-contained. There you go. So single level living to a certain extent, although it looks like all of the rooms are upstairs. There might be something down here. Obviously, you have your garage, but it looks like the majority of the living space is all on the second floor up those stairs right there. And you can park up here. So you don't have to deal with the stairwell unless you really want to. It looks like you can just park up here and boom, enjoy the single level living lifestyle. Or obviously down here, have your vehicles and all your fun, your toys. Look at that. See, that sort of stuff appeals to me personally. But $3.3 million, 2 bedrooms, 3 baths at 2,500 square feet. I'm very confident you're buying a lot of land with that, right? It's not just the property. So let's take a look at the description. If you want the best of Baja's East Cape, but value your privacy, peace, and quiet, then the Hill Retreat is the perfect property for you. The Hill Retreat is a unique property high up on the hills of Buena Vista, comprising of 27 acres of land. As I mentioned earlier, you're likely buying a lot of land with that. 27 acres, guys. Wow. That is over 10 hectares. That is fairly large. 2.5 acres per hectare. That is over 10 hectares. You're looking at 12, I believe, total hectares right there. That's pretty awesome. A 2 bedroom, 3 full bath guest house. That means you're really going to have control over your immediate surrounding area considerably, right? I mean, you're the king of the hill, no pun intended. Okay, with this 3 bedroom, 3 full bath guest house. Sorry, two bed, 3 full bath guest house, 4 car garage, permits and plans for a dream home at the top. And I believe that was that little hillside that we saw behind it. That's a little higher up. Once built, the main dream home will officially be the highest dwelling on the East Cape, delivering 360-degree breathtaking views towards mountains and the Sea of Cortez. And that's that one image that we saw where the car was located. So that's pretty cool. The property has just over 105,000 square meters and is subdividable. The seller has primarily subdivision plots for 42 premium lots, all with views at 3.3 million US. The property is very economical at about $31 USD per square meter, where land is generally selling for 75 US to 100 US per square meter range. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, possible subdivision or just keep it all to yourself. That's up to you. That is very nice. Build your own 12 hectare, 27 acre compound for $3.3 million, right? It's not oceanfront, but you're very, very close to it, guys. Great fishing, Great diving. Um, you're not too far from a couple islands out there. All right. So these were the last three properties that were listed within the last day. We've only been on live now for about 30 minutes. So let's see how many more were in less than 2 days. 13. Okay. So let's see which ones catch my eye. This is 15.9 million. All right. You guys want to know what you get for 15.9 million? Let's take a look at this one today. We've already looked at the 3.3, the 2.4. Santa Carmela just went on the market. Okay, this is an interesting property in an oceanfront gated community in Cabo San Lucas. Very nice. We'll take a look at that one. It's a fairly new listing. What is this? Tramonte turnkey. Okay. This is a good one to look at because this view is very much protected view as well. So let's show that one. We got three more right there. So with that, we'll have a total of 6 properties that we've seen today. And as you can see, there's a couple, there's about 3 of them under 200,000. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and another 1 bedroom, 1 bath. All right, so let's take a look at these. So we'll start from the back. So Tramonte, this is located in Cabo San Lucas. Just as you're coming in from the midway point in between Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo, and you're past the Cabo del Sol private gated community and golf courses, which you can see right here on the map. This is Cabo del Sol. By the way, in Cabo del Sol, they're building a brand new, very ultra luxury shopping center right there. Just as you come into town and before you hit the Costco area, right here is this Cabo Bello and Santa Carmela area is what it's located. Let me zoom in for you guys. And on the mountain side of the highway, as you come up this road right here, this is where you find Tramonte. Now, Tramonte, very important little side note here, Tramonte is a gated community. Let me see here. Gated community that was developed by the Pueblo Bonito group as well, the Pueblo Bonito developers. And again, Pueblo Bonito is a group of resorts. They have the Blanco, the Rosé, they have Pueblo Bonito Sunset, Pacifica, and the Quivira master plan development. Oh, thank you, babe. My wife brought me a little glass of wine. For those of you that like wine, I think this is a little Rioja obviously from Spain. That's why it's a Rioja, is what I learned. But that said, one of the beautiful things about this subdivision of condominiums is, if I'm not mistaken, you still have a reciprocal relationship with the Quivira development, master plan development, and you can have access to the owners only beach club, if I'm not mistaken, for an extra HOA fee, get the golf discounts that you get to play there as well, as if you lived inside of Quivira, which is really cool if you're into golf and you want to have those types of amenities. If you're not interested in it, again, it's not mandatory. You could choose not to pay it and you simply don't have access to that. And that's okay. That's totally okay. Again, this location here is as you come into Cabo San Lucas, and right about here is Costco. A little bit before that, you have the Home Depot, the Fresco. You have at least 2 different hospitals in the area right here, doctor's office, and then you approach the Walmart where there's another hospital area, and then you're in downtown Cabo. You're really not more than about 10 to 15 odd minutes away from downtown Cabo San Lucas, depending on the traffic. Let's take a look at the house, at the condo, at the property here. And as I mentioned, if you like this view, this is very much a protected view. The building you see immediately in front of it is the the lower section of the same subdivision of Tramonte, and then in front of it is already a completely developed subdivision as well. Amalfi is what it's called, and then there's another section of it which is a different subdivision altogether, Puerta de Hierro. I mean, so all of these properties here that you see in front are already developed, and there is no empty land directly in front of you or in any area that could potentially block the view that you're seeing now on your screen. And that's what's really good about this specific condominium within this subdivision. The community does offer. Oh, it looks. It's a two bed. It's a penthouse. So as you can see right here, that spiral stairwell leads you to a private rooftop area where you likely have a hot tub, a outdoor kitchen, all of those amenities for you to enjoy, which just adds to more excitement. And I mean, and look at that. That's the famous Land's End view. And if I could tell from this image, if I'm not mistaken, that is the famous Arch of San Lucas. You do have an actual perspective of the arch, meaning that little hole. I mean, from other areas in the El Tizal hillside, you can see Land's End, but not the arch itself. So again, this is that quintessential, view that everyone wants to have and get. This is, iconic of Cabo San Lucas in the Los Cabos area. And now we're on the rooftop with this view right here. There's your pergola. There's a hot tub. It looks like they didn't maybe flesh it out with an outdoor kitchen. I've had clients who purchased here and then later sold, and my clients had the whole outdoor kitchen, the whole, the full meal deal, as they say, right? But you can do that with this one as well, okay? If it doesn't have it already, you can add it in. Great administration. There's your gym, has a nice pool, has a nice clubhouse as well. There's your clubhouse with pool table. And we're back to the views. $599, 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,000 square feet. Let's see if it comes with anything else. Let's look at the description. Stunning penthouse. Panoramic views of the iconic Cabo San Lucas Arch, features its own private rooftop terrace with internal access. Perfect spot to relax in your jacuzzi while taking in the ocean views. The condo is fully furnished in a chic boho style that creates a cozy coastal atmosphere. The open kitchen concept comes fully equipped with granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, ideal for entertaining. Tramonte is gated community with 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security, offering premium amenities, a semi-Olympic pool, gym, lounge, business center, pickleball and basketball courts. I forgot to mention that. You will also receive exclusive access to the Pueblo Bonito resorts, including Pueblo Bonito Blanco and Rosé. Now, that's something I didn't mention in this particular episode, but that is 100% awesome because it's as if you had your own private beach club. Although the Pueblo Bonito Blanco and Rosé are hotels, they're resorts on the main beach. When you go there, it's, you're there as an owner and you get this discount on the food and the drinks. And it's like a cashless type system because you register your card and whatnot. You also get to enjoy Pueblo Bonito Sunset Pacifica within the Quivira Golf community, all offering owner discounts on restaurants, spas, and golf, as I mentioned earlier. So this one does come with that, as I mentioned. That is awesome. It's a great, great amenity to have in a condominium with these views at $599. I think it's good. I think it's good. What's not to like about it? All right, let's go on to the next one. Santa Carmela. So I know this house very well. I've been in it multiple times. And oops, I don't want to skip over the map part, but let's take a quick look at this. We'll go to hybrid. So again, we were just looking right here in this little area right here. And now we are on the ocean side of the highway in this subdivision called Santa Carmela. The beautiful thing about Santa Carmela, it is a very well-established subdivision, oceanfront gated community that really, I would say, is made up of a very good eclectic mix of owners. Many of these are, business owners, hotel owners within the area live here. Business owners, some famous ones. I don't want to mention them, but to keep their privacy. But yeah, hoteliers, hotel owners, business owners, names that you would recognize. Even some, famous, sports figures, professional sports figures live there and whatnot. So it's a very, very nice community. Small, not a lot of homes. I believe there's less than 160 odd, if I'm not mistaken, odd homes. I'd have to reconfirm the number. But yeah, it's really, really nice. Now, this home does sit not too far from the entrance. So it's a little higher up as it goes downhill from here. I mean, not in a negative way. I mean, on an incline. Unfortunately, and fortunately, all at the same time, it's almost like as if it had its own oasis. You'll see what I mean right now with the pictures. It's almost as if it had its own oasis, and the palm trees that are on site will block some of the view that you get of the water. But at the same time, that's a plus, right? I mean, you tell me, give me your thoughts as we look at this next property right here. So 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. Now it's kind of made up of 2 separate sections, because if you can see this little part right here, this is a section that is over the garage. So over the garage, you come up here and you have your own private apartment above the garage. Okay, fully independent. Then you have the main house, which mostly has all single level living with 2 bedrooms over here, another bedroom here, and then the master bedroom, one could argue, is this one up here. Okay, and you yeah, what can I tell you? It's pretty an interesting property here. Let's take a look through this. Then you have this oasis type with a beach entry pool. All of this is heated. You also have a hot tub. You have these cabanas as well, and an outdoor kitchen, which you'll be able to see in a moment. Fire pit. And it does have like 2 garages, one for toys and one for your larger vehicles. This will easily hold 2 vehicles right here. You can park even more cars in the driveway right there. So there you go. See all these palm trees? Your views are really kind of in this direction towards these white houses. And again, these palm trees, they give you that oasis type sense, a resort feeling, but it does block your view. So, I mean, if there was a negative, that would be the negative. But again, it's gorgeous. And you can go down to the the clubhouse for Santa Carmela, which is an oceanfront clubhouse. So you have gorgeous views from there. Now, this kitchen is in the apartment above the garage. Okay. So this is a really sexy, sweet little kitchen. This is the apartment above the garage, 100%. Is that it? Okay. So hopefully the agents will put up some more photographs, because this is not showing the entire house at all. This is that oasis feel that I told you guys, and these are the palm trees. I mean, it is a really nice grounds when you get there. It's a beautiful house in that respect. But again, here, so up here again, you have an apartment. From the bedroom and the apartment, you have this patio area. That's where you do have some ocean views, because the palm trees don't block that much. But yeah, really nice. Okay, wish they added more photographs right off bat. And this is at 1.95. It can be rented out, and it is rented out tremendously. So I wouldn't doubt that in the right hands, you could really turn this into a great Airbnb of the main house while still enjoying the home above the garage as you come and go from Cabo San Lucas. And obviously, whenever the main house isn't rented out, you can enjoy it yourself, or turn it into a family compound, or even into a corporate retreat. That would be really cool as well. So it has a lot of flexibility because of its design. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. Oops, that's not what I intended to do. All right. All right, so let's go first to map like we always do and hit hybrid and take a look at this one. Okay, Club 96. So this looks like it is in the Palmia area, just based off of what I can see here. And sure enough, it is. So Palmia was designed a long, long time ago. I don't recall the guy's name off the top of my head. You know, when you want to remember something and you know you have it, but then you forget. Oh, I forgot. Old World War II pilot guy comes down and starts developing this area here in Palmia. Since then, Palmia has subdivided quite a lot of its property, and you've had private developers come in and buy up a large portion of it and start developing it and really putting it on the map because of the work that they've been doing, which is great. In addition to that, the original Palmia Hotel was bought by the one and only group of resorts, and now you have the one and only Palmia Resort located there as well. Club 96 is a, oops, let me zoom in. There we go. Club 96 is a very, very swanky beach club. You have to buy into this. I believe it's several $100,000 just to buy into it. $75,000 a year. I don't remember exactly. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Let me double check. A lot of numbers in my head. So I'd have to confirm that for you. But bottom line, exclusive. All of here is exclusive. But you know what's really, really nice about Palmia, and particularly buying or owning within this area here, is community. You have a very, very strong sense of community. You know, the folks who come here, yes, they're wealthy. There's a tremendous amount of wealth. However, there's also a tremendous amount of sense of community where you actually get to know your neighbors through a lot of activities at the clubhouses and, you know, within the community itself, the things that they put on. So that is something that I know both my clients and, you know, my associates' clients have all shared with me is how much they truly enjoy living inside of Palmia because of that sense of community. All right, so let's take a look at this. Now, Palmia, before I go any further, is located kind of like what we were looking at a moment ago as you enter Cabo San Lucas. This is as you enter San Jose del Cabo, right? So as you're entering San Jose del Cabo, just slightly before, and this is very adjacent to a surf break known as Costa Azul Surf Break or Old Man's. It's one of the easiest, if not the easiest, surf break so that you can learn to surf. You don't have to go all the way to Cerritos to learn to surf. You can learn to surf right there at Costa Azul and enjoy, you know, one of the best activities that this destination has to offer, which is surfing. Okay, so you could do that as well. Let's take a look at this property. If you guys can hear my cat, that's Perla asking for attention, meowing and meowing. Okay, so look at that view. Okay, so clearly 2 levels is what we can see from here, and you're going to have views, and that's what's beautifully designed about this Palmia community is that it's guaranteeing you the views virtually from wherever you are within your property. As you can see here, this is an infinity edge pool. You got a little spa area right here, two floors, and the views are endless. Look at that. You're looking southwesterly right there. Oh, wow. Look at that spiral stairwell that goes up inside. That's quite dramatic. Wait, let's go back. That is that kitchen. Look at that kitchen with those mirrors there. I wonder if some of these mirrors, like there's a false door behind it. There's a door here. So it's a false wall. Maybe you could go into a pantry area right there. Probably have no doubt that that's what happens. But that is very clean, sexy. Look at the master bedroom. 8 bedrooms, 9 baths, 10,874 square feet, $15.9 million. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Now, there might be some things you might like to change about this. You even have your own little gym. but I doubt that you'll find that there's a lot to really have to change in a property like this. Ooh, the red room. Ooh, the black room. That's got to be a movie room with a bar. If there's a blue room, I don't know. I don't know. Man, that is so cool at night. Look at that. And there you go. Obviously, you have solar panels to help offset costs and to stay green. All right, let's take a look at what the description tells us real quick here. The Villas del Mar Palmia, that's the subdivision inside of Palmia. Uninterrupted views of the Sea of Cortez and the privacy of a quiet cul-de-sac, the 8 bedrooms, generous gathering spaces, ideal for hosting extended family or welcoming guests with ease. It does have a virtual tour, guys. You can explore it in a 3D. So again, when you go to your free account at ReloToBaja.com, you get to enjoy things like this. This specific agent made sure to add this Matterport 3D virtual tour of this $15.9 million property inside of the Villas del Mar subdivision of Palmia. Okay, let's see here. Obviously sold furnished. And they don't mention the HOA from what I can see here. But let me know. Let me know if this is something that interests you. Thank you so much for joining us on today's Sunday edition of the Hot Sheet, brought to you by ReloToBaja with Costaro Real Estate. My name is Cid Chacon, and I'm your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur. Please let me know if there's anything that interests you specifically, and I'll be more than happy to cover that in a future episode. Again, I'd love to continue sharing more with you, but I don't know if you're following. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, what can I tell you? Like, share it, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. See you tomorrow.